auto-programmed. The auto-programming here allows you to answer questions. For example, this question number 1. You can pick the answers here, right? And you say final answer. You pick it here, the next one, answer the question, final answer. You answer the next one, pick your final answer. It takes you to the next question, 5, 6. You can put as many questions possible. And then it has where you have your question bank, right? It has where you have your question bank. You can take all the questions, and then it can print out a certificate for you. If you are passed, it will tell you passed, and then it will print out. You design the first page. You can call it page 1. So I can come over here in my this and call this place page 1, right? So in page 1, I will design what I want my page to look like. So let's say, for example, I want here to be heading for the type of question I want to do. I can just close out here and merge it and say mock or promotional exam question. It can even be interview question, right? The position will be here. Let's make it an interview question. So I will say concatenate, because I want the position to be coming from somewhere else. You can say here in brackets questions bracket close, comma. That's where the concatenate now works. Then that can be M&E interview questions, right? M&E interview questions for interview question for in bracket. Then I will choose again dash. Sorry, let me go back. Interview questions in bracket here for bracket close, another bracket, body here, then officers. Use capital letter O. So here I do not need this quotation mark. I need a space here. So starting up with this now, what we are achieving is that when we have this small space, if we type in monitoring and evaluation M and E to appear here, see? So M and E to space here, M and E questions for junior officers, right? So we are trying to see how the output will. So the design I've started, you can decide to blank this. You want to remember we looked at how to do that. So nobody sees there. So here can be name of candidates, name, candidate number, there can be qualification, So we are designing a test question for M&E officers. So this, now we have this, right? Can even put dates you want to. Can decide to merge here, and then I will do same for, so that this is right. Copy here. Okay, so my design is coming out a bit. Decide to put in here, stick borders, same thing here. Designing is ultimately what you want. Ultimately what you want. So have this, right? It's coming out a bit. So here actually should be merged. Let's merge it completely. And use it as a model once down, right? So our questions cannot be from here, right? We have the candidate and others. This is question number 1. So we are designing. Let's follow this from my right. Instruction. Can do instruction. This here. Instruction. Say read question below. Careful and provide select comma. Select the correct answer and click on final answer. Alright, that's like an instruction. Decide to edit and box it. So back to see our format. Question number 1 now. And take the whole of this place, right? Question number 1. So here now, we are designing something like this, right? So these are where your questions should be. Remember that these things can be called up from the question bank. So the next thing you need to design is your question bank. If you look at this place, how we did it, I bring out the formula. This place actually connected to the question bank. They are connected to a particular part of the question bank, right? So we need to design our question bank, which is very simple. It's a standalone item. So we come over here, create another column and call it question bank. So in the question bank, can just use this design in order not to waste time. I will just copy this design. It's simple. Let me unlock it. Still lock it. So let me just copy So what you notice in the question bank is that each question here has A and B, and the correct answer now is here, right? So let me just copy this in order not to waste time. Here we have designed 10 questions. So I will just take it in here. Just take it here. That we don't waste time. So this forms our question back. This is where the examiner put the answer, the correct answer, right? What is the proper way to cry? Say D, soup. And these are not compulsory answers that are correct. We're just using them. So we come over here now. We have our question number 1. And decide to merge here. Put here 1, right? Then and decide to merge here 2. Sunday. Watch. Now say equal to whatever is in question number 1. Comes in here. Decide to broaden it. What is the proper way to cry? The answers now become here. This one up. Better. So that's our question number 1. It's design. Right, so let's do exactly what it's here. I'll merge this. I'll put it in the same 2 lines so that it will look. So here now have the answers, right? Just like have the answers. And these are the answers to select from. I'll come over here and say just put A, B, same font in C. If I take this and drag down, it should give me, it's not working. C, B, D. Next I used to overdo. C, B. Okay, let's see how many we have there. Okay, let's stop at D. So this we can format them to be this side. Then we can decide to bring our answers in now. Merge the whole of these cells. Okay, so we are there now. Now say this is equal to answer bank 1. Can even targeting back should work, right? So whenever those questions bank change, this will change to what you want it to be. So you can use the same template for different. For example, if I go over here and say, what is the name of the capital of let's say United Kingdom, and I come over and say Brazil, I say Lagos, I say London, and I say Cape Town. Automatically the questions change here, right? That's what we want to achieve. So we are building the templates. So the next thing is come over here. So this is where you need to now build the answer, where the answer person will pick in the answer. So to do that, You come over here, let's reduce this, is too big, right? It's too big. This is okay, right? So that if you have a longer question, you can also wrap. I can wrap. So on to our answer point now. Let me add here no space. Make this centralize, and so here now decide to add here. So my time it may show the score. So if this is the case, then I will merge this place, right? Do here to stop somewhere here. I want to use that space, edit to this point, and conditional. Add them. That again. Conditional for this, right? We've done all this in our previous classes, so it shouldn't be difficult thing for us. So we have this, we can decide to increase the font. Remember what we are doing, we are designing a question for candidates who wants to be employed. And this question have question bank. You can always use it in your organization, change the questions and set it for them. You can even send it to them online. I mean, they will answer the questions and the answers, the result will come to you. Not be able to have access to the question bank. Okay, so with this now, the next thing we do is to create here the answer place where the person will provide the answer. Just merge here. As you merge this place, you now create validate the data there. Data validation, we did that also. So list view, say A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, class on the XD. And if you want them to have none of the above, you can also put none of them. So I increase the font here and centralize it. You can pick your answer here, right? A, and decide to bolden it. Decide to use any size you want, just to make it just more conspicuous. So you can even decide to say let it change color. But we did conditional format. You can say text containing A should be and you say text containing B should be another color. So whenever it is P, it changes to that color. You can say text containing C, just a design. Should be another color. So whenever I see, it takes another color, right? Let's finish it as one. Text containing D, conditional format. Let's take this one. See what D will look like. So you just change its color. As in, let's change it. Containing D student. Okay, whatever. So that's it. And then we decide to border here. Then we can even decide to give it a score. So here now is where the secret lies. That is where you put the correct answer that the system will use to know. So each one has a correct answer, right? So if you look at the one we are following, let me see if I can remove this password. I can. So if I remove the password and then I see that bring out the formula, there's something here you body seeing. I think somewhere here hidden. Is it hidden? That actually shows the results. So somewhere it's hidden somewhere. I can't. That's the question bank answer. If you press Control brackets, it takes you. See the correct answer is hidden somewhere. So this is what fits in. Tell you what the correct answer is. So if this is the correct answer, if I go to this, if I go back here, it gives me a score because it's the correct. Because it's saying that if it's the correct answer, I give it a score, and it counts that score. But the person who takes the mock will not see this because it will move him to the next question automatically. So we designed that to come over here and say equals to, this is our correct answer here, right? And the correct answer can change from the question bank. We are going to hide this. Nobody will be able to see this. No, by the time we finish. So we'll come over here and say, use our advanced Excel and say if bracket this guy here is equal to what is the correct answer here. Then comma, score this person. So this is where you put your score now. And decide to put your score here. Just up here. Otherwise score him 0. So you put this at the middle because that is where the computer will count the score from. So go back to our question, but what's the score for this question? So here can be score. So if the score for this particular question is, let's say 10, then if he got it correct, he will be 10 here. But if he got it wrong, the person got it wrong, score him 0. Then all you need to do is to hide it, and then it will tell here if it is a correct answer. If this is equal to this, say we use if bracket this is equal to this, comma, say that it is correct answer. Otherwise say wrong. Wrong answer, right? So these two will be hidden, so don't worry, not be seen. Or if you want it to be seen, no. But it will happen so fast that by the time he clicks the button, you will not be able to see this and this, right? So this will be completely hidden, should not be seen by the candidate, and the place should be protected. When protected, you cannot see what is there. So this is where you answer, right? when you pick this answer here, so we are going to do something that when you pick the answer, this 15 will not show until you click next, right? Like here now. I go to question number 2. If I pick the answer to be, until I click final answer, this will not show. This guy will not show. So even if the answer is, for example, now we know the answer to this question is to the question by A, right? So even if this guy selects A, it didn't show him the answer. Can you observe? Until he clicks final. If you go back now, it records the answer, correct answer. So this is only possible to do if we we are going to format it in such a way that it's only when you click this thing, that is where macros come, that this answer will come out. This answer will not come until you click here. So that is what we need to learn today too. So for example, you have the answer, right? And so we design it that so the correct answer too can be designed here. Make it look conditional format. Correct answer. This is the word correct to take blue field. But if it says the word wrong, to take a red field. If I come over and say that's wrong, right? Let's make it. Let's give it. Care of it wrong. That's what red. So I can decide to let me leave it. So next most important thing bank. Next most important thing is to create button to click, and that is where macros starts, right? That's where macros starts. So we want to create a button set it so that you space. But when you click final answer, it will result take you to the next page. That button is very important. So merge here first. I'll come back here and say, so I'm going to create a page here. Set a page here. I call it page 2. To always move from page 1 to page 2. Or this page 2, which is going to take a question number 2, right? But actually, the best way to create page 2, let's do it that we'll copy this to here. 2. I'm looking for a way when I create the macros, I don't have to. So page 2, what we'll do now is we create the macros. So that macro we want it also to do this write-up for us. Want it to do this write-up for us. So we take note of the write-up. I'm going to clean it. Macros will do write-up for us. So I will come over here. Let the macros from say developer, record macros, and move next question. That's all. And then you tell him how to move to next question. Say move here. As he moves here, go back, come over here, say equal to bracket. This guy here is equal to this guy here, comma. Then take this answer and record it. Otherwise, record 0. Right? Remember to learn and end in this page. Then stop it. Stop the macros. So when you stop the macros, now create a button. How to over here. Say insert button. So you tell him the macros you are looking for is in this worksheet. It's just this one. So you name macros button and call it final. Since you told the people here, read the question below carefully, select the correct answer and click on find. So here will be final answer. Here will be final answer. So you can decide to format it color you want. So, not the paint color. The paint color should doesn't really for now. Should have a paint color where you can change this to the color you want. You can actually use the button you want to put in there. But that may take us time. As we move forward, we'll learn all that. Should be a way to change the color of button where you not the font. Okay, for now let's leave it. That's where you click for your final answer. So with this now, this guy and even so I'll save this. Save this as a macros file. So if I pick the answer, so I didn't do that macros well. This is supposed to be written as part of the macros. So I'm going to delete that macros and redo it to see how to delete macros now. Go to macros, say delete, and let's redo it now. And doing it, say develop, record macros to next. You see that I didn't leave any space. So going to next question, the first thing it does is come over here, say if bracket this guy is equal to this guy, then it should be correct answer should be correct answer. Macros will write that. However, if it is not, say wrong answer. Yes, wrong answer. Right? I'm coming. Wrong answer. I'm telling. This is this correct answer. So otherwise, still consider there should be no comma here. Sorry. So the same thing here. If bracket this guy here is equal to this comma, then take this. Otherwise, take then end up. Stop somewhere here. Right? Close my mouth. Stop recording. Right? So at this point now, I'm assign these macros to this guy. Then if we can even delete this, so it has no answer at the beginning. Come here and take an answer. By the time we click final answer, it moves to second page 2 that's provided the result. That's it. Let's say for example now, question will come out like this. The correct answer to this is C. So let me go here and say the correct answer is C. So the correct answer here is C, right? So if I come over here and take C, so it shouldn't give me a result. So if I click final answer, come back, it tells me correct. It shouldn't give me a result. So we need to rework this. Pause a bit. So we have to redo this, right? So I'm going to cancel the macros because we didn't do it well. Hit it. Don't want anything to be here, right? Want anything to be. So I do my macros now. See, record. Move to next question. Next question. Then I'll come over here and tell him this first. This is if. Write this for me. If in bracket, this guy here is equal to this guy. Bracket close. Then this answer. Otherwise, take 0. See. Then we come over here and say if this guy here is equal to this guy, input is equal to this guy, then take correct answer. Otherwise, take wrong answer. Okay, so you got this. After this, move to this place and stop it, right? Then we now say stop. Macros will stop. So we will come over here and delete all this. Macros will be the right thing for us. Let me save again. So let's see what happens. So if I come over here and say, let's see whether it will accept. The answer is B, right? Okay, so it's accepting now. Let's say the answer is C, right? If I say final answer, moves, right? And you come back, it shows that it's correct answer. So we are in order now. Can do it again. Just delete here. Then take my answer, final answer B, and say final answer. So before the person could see the answer, it has moved to, Billy clicks final answer, it moves to the next page. So that is done. Save this again. Can now move what I have here. Say create new page. Watch what I'm going to do. To the next page. So I will delete this original page 2. Delete this. Then I'll call this my page 2. So with this now I'm going to multiply the macros file. So this page 2 now, you can take question number 2. Come here, say this is equal to question 2, right? And then the answers to is now how to multiply. Then I can drag down and correct answer to this, right? Move the spill. So these are created question number 2. Very simple. But to create question number 3, you have to now create another macros, because these macros can only move to question number 2, not question number 3. Macros does not respect copy, because it works with page. Except you want to go and edit the VW basic or the program of the macros to see page 3. So if I say move now to the next page, let's say I move this one to this thing so that I can create page 3. So I want to create page 3 so that this will be question number 3. Here now I will now take question number 3, right? Answers to question number 3. Drag down. Yes, where we have the correct answer, question number 3, and then the spill, just delete one. And remember that you have to give them score. This one should have a score too. It should be 15. What it means is that these guys here, now be taking this where we may have issues. Because when the macros writes it, it will want to pick that cell. Okay, let's see how it goes. So if we answer this question now and say, so this should be deleted, this will also be deleted if we send the question. Because there's a programming we can do that as you finish the question, it will delete and make it a fresh question that the answers will not be there. Correct answers will not be there. So at this point now, if I select this as the correct answer and click next, it takes me to question number 2, but it will not take me to question number 3 because I've not created the macros for question number 3, right? I've not created, so it will not work for question number 3. I have to create the macros. So if I select this now, final answer, if I click this, to still take me to question number 2 because the macros has not question. I've not created the macros of the question number 3. So we'll stop here for today so that the video will not be too long. Just practice this and then we'll see how we can move forward in how to use macros. If you have any questions, please send those questions to me. through the WhatsApp. Remember, what we want to achieve is something like this. As you answer, takes you to the next question, answer, and then at the end, prints out a certificate for you.